of wild rhetoric, quite frankly, hyperbole, exaggeration. I wanted to try to bring this discussion and this debate back to reality. And to do that, I wanted to remind folks that conservatives objecting to this nomination have from the very beginning laid out three very narrow, specific, concrete reforms that we are seeking. So this notion that we're against consumer protection, we're trying to gut CFPB, is just silly. Let's get back to reality. Let's get back to what we have said from the very beginning. We want these three important reforms. First of all, we think it's very important for the single director, a new czar, quite frankly, a credit czar, to be replaced with a board to oversee this bureau. That's how other comparable agencies operate. The best example, the best comparison is the SEC. I think that's a critical check on the Bureau's authority to have a board that can discuss and come up with a consensus, not a single agency. Secondly, related to that, there should be safety and soundness checks for the prudential financial regulators who oversee the safety and soundness of financial institutions. Mr. President, one of the core reasons that we had the 2008 financial crisis is we had political agendas run amok with regard to financial institutions with no safety and soundness check. We're putting that same problem on steroids in this new all-powerful bureaucracy. And so again, point number two, very specific, very concrete, very common sense reform that we've proposed from the beginning is a safety and soundness check. And third, and perhaps most importantly, the Bureau should be subject to the congressional appropriation process, so there's some oversight and accountability from the American people and their representatives. That's the norm. That sort of check and balance, that oversight and accountability is absolutely the norm. This is way outside the norm to have no oversight and accountability because, as it stands now, this new super bureaucracy has an unlimited check that it gets from the Federal Reserve. Never has to get an appropriation, never has to answer a single question from the people or their representatives.